everyone. It's me, Sailor Neptune Michelle here. And today I'm going to talk about, this one thing. Well, it's not really a bad thing or anything like that, but it is something we talked about. Alright, so today Joesph Baron or Baron, however you say his lord name or his kin name, is going to become the new Foresitter of the Wanted Rikes. For at least 4 years. If he chooses to stand again for 4 more years, we don't know. And there have been a lot of stuff that had happened to lead to this time. There was the over tracking or of chooses by folks that were first done both by the Rikes and by the earldoms, then once again by the land itself. So you had about 3 out of the 4 law motes doing all this, because the former Foresitter felt that there was a lark, a stunt, and no way enough folks could have been choosing Joesph Baron over him. So after the earldom law motes and the Reich law motes retracted everything and that wasn't good enough, then a land law mote did it. And when it came back that Joesph Baron, if I'm saying his kid name right, was chosen to be the Foresitter, then there were a group of Donald Trump followers, and I don't know if he told them himself to do it or they got it into their own head to do it. But then he decided time to frighten the gatherer coming. Time to frighten, the house of the Windemolt and the house of the Folkmolt. Why? Because they might do all the track work, and it might come back that Joesph Baron was the rightful winner of the choosing. Whatever the goal was, it didn't work. It came back once again that Joesph Baron, if I'm saying his lord name right or kin name right, was chosen to be the Foresitter of the Wanted Rikes. And today is that day. Now the former Foresitter, because he's still the Foresitter until at least 12 or so today, when the oathing happens, said he's not going to be here. Donald Trump said he's going to leave, that he's not going to be there to see Joesph Baron become the new Foresitter. He's not going to be there and see him being oathed in like so many former Foresitters did before him. Now, under the law, he doesn't have to be there to see the oathing in. Yeah, he can leave. Because at that time, once the new Foresitter has been oathed in by the Blefdemer, as the new Foresitter, he or she is the Foresitter, they're the head of Lawmote, and there's no need for the former one anymore, since the shift of oversight has been shifted over. Why the former Foresitters always see the new Foresitter off, I guess, is a way of showing onlook, I guess. A way of showing the shifting over of leadership and oversight and lawmote, I guess. A way of showing, that rest going on. But I don't really think there's any whiff in the law that says that they have to be there. Yeah, they do gotta be there to end their time in the stead, true, because they're still the head of Lawmote and still the head of Reich and all the other things they're still ahead of until the new one is oathed in. But yeah, Donald Trump came off as someone who didn't want to handle. He lost. Joesph Baron, a lot of folks know that he was still a Windemolt man. He was. Before that, and then before he was the under Foresitter under Barack Obama, and then he became a Windemolt again. And yes, he does have a lot of goals to help the wanted Rikes, its law moat, its burrowers. Now, some of these goals might happen, some of them might not. It's going to be hard for him to get some of these things over the gatherer coming, because they belong to the other lawmaking gathering, which Donald Trump happens to be a follower of, unless he has besmirched it so badly that even they don't want to back him up anymore. Um, so it'll be harder, not unlikely, but harder to get things by. But at the end of the day, I think that the folks always choose who they believe will be the greatest, who will be good at being at the Foresitter. You know, it's a folk Reich, and at the end of the day, folks have a say in who runs their law moat, who oversees their law moat, who lords over them. You know, the wanted Reich still is the land, or the oldest, I could say youngest, folk Reich out there. You know, it was the wanted Rikes was set up 244 years ago, during a time, and even now still a time, where a lot of folks felt that men and women could not lord over themselves, that they could not choose who was their forest setters, or their Reich setters, or their earldom setters, or their near burgermeisters, that they couldn't choose who was running their law moat. Now, a lot of folks are frightened about Joesph Barron too, because some of his goals might fight the goals of some other folks. You got folks who in the light works, the ones that do fracking, whatever that is, and they're frightened that if he makes a law that makes it unlawful for that to be done, that a lot of folks will lose their jobs, so they don't like him, and a lot of folks and that will have they will have a lot of folks who will try to seek to get folks in the Windemolt and the folks of the law moat on their side, not to let him make any laws or get any laws made that would take that kind of work away. So that might be a hang up, or that probably won't happen. But some of the other things that he is hoped he'll do, yeah, I'm sure he can get a lot of other things done. You know. So, and you're thinking to yourself, why all this stronghold? Why does the headstead law keepers, the land keepers shield, why is the land shield, and why is the untold business law keepers all on big alert? Well, since those folks did the fear striking, whatever shit they were doing at the headstead, they're frightened that they might do it again. That the folks might get in their head to do what they believe is an uprising and do it again. So that's why there's a lot more strongholding going on for this year. Well, there always was strongholding going on during the time of a shifting over between one Foresitter to another Foresitter. But this is like bigger, since in the past there never really was anyone that got in their head, I have to overthrow this evil law moat. You know, it's 1776 YL again, and we have to overthrow the evil law moat. Well, the evil law moat was more like a law moat that didn't care about its folks, so it could be overthrown for a new law moat that cared about its folks. These folks aren't uprisers. These folks are just fear strikers who got into their head they believe that the law moat was being overtaken by someone they believe, well, whatever, I don't know. I don't know if the Donald Trump followers were truly following his words. He says once again he had nothing to do with them, but he's still not taking any answerability for it. Well, why? He didn't make these folks do it. He didn't tell them to do this shit. That's true. But at the end of the day, that's enough to get him on striking wrongdoings. So we'll have to see how it goes. So today, Joesph Baron, if I'm saying his lord name right or kin name right, is going to be the new Foresitter, the wanted Rikes, for at least 4 years. So that's it for me. I'm Sailor Neptune. Michelle, hope you like this film.